When looking for a current event report on international business, I use basic Google search for international business. What I found in my search was that China seems to be kind of a big deal, so I explored further to find the reasons why. There were hundreds of reports on many aspects of business in China, but I've concluded that the key aspect is the numbers. I found conflicting reports on the economic state of China. Is the market growing or shrinking? Is it on the rebound or headed for troubles? It reminded me of the debate on whether the universe is expanding or contracting. Does it really matter? I know that these projections are significant for many business decisions, but some opportunities may exist regardless of the economic future. This is what I think of when someone mentions China, the Great Wall, a symbol of previous generations of Chinese rule and one of the seven wonders of the world. Much of China's past is depicted by the symbolism of the wall, isolated from the rest of the world with the primary goal of keeping everyone out. This has also been the historical view of international business. This is a more modern view of China. The change over the past decades has been dramatic, with abundant opportunity and threats to international business. A CNN Money report from January 18 states that these changes are a result of China's focus on infrastructure investments. The report states that the coming years will have a shift in focus with an emphasis on consumption. Consumption? From a business perspective, what does consumption mean? When I think of consumption, I think of things like food, beer, and energy. But when I looked at the Economic Web Institute's definition, I found that health is in the top 10 types of consumption. So why is this significant in terms of international business? Business is all about looking for opportunity. What does the future hold, and how can I take advantage of opportunities? History shows us that many successful business ventures resulted from the ability to see opportunity and a willingness to take risks. So what opportunities are presented with the prediction of China's movement towards consumption? An aging population. Much like the U.S. is currently experiencing, China is preparing for a tremendous boom in the population of senior citizens. 74% or 962 million are between the ages of 15 and 64. This poses a tremendous challenge for the Chinese government. Who will care for them? I had to throw this picture in as it shows ingenuity by the Chinese for potty training, and I thought it was amusing, but mainly to ask the question if whether or not historical cultural traits of China will remain. Will Eastern medicinal approaches and cultural traits like filial piety continue well into the future, or will the Chinese seek alternate forms of healthcare? Is this the future of Chinese medicine? It's clearly the past, but how much of the past will the Chinese hold on to? Will the aging population continue to be cared for by traditional medicine practices? Natural healthcare has always been a major component of Chinese culture, as seen here with herbal medicine and acupuncture. So what lies ahead for the Chinese? Will they adopt Western medicine in a similar fashion to what we've seen with other cultural aspects? From what we've seen, it's likely to see such a progression. How will this impact the management of an aging population? What does this mean for future business opportunity? Much like the Chinese symbol of yin and yang, one could predict that there will be a balance somewhere in the middle. From a business perspective, this would indicate that the Chinese will adopt some forms of Western medicinal practices, as we have already begun to see. So what are the barriers and risks? To do business in China, one must certainly account for governmental and cultural risks. China's government and socialized medicine do not indicate massive potential for private healthcare, but the numbers in recent history suggest that a large potential market could be emerging. The wealth that is being formed today will result in more discretionary income that will lead to consumption of this resource. When it comes to premium healthcare, many will be willing to pay premium prices. So why would the international business community care? There is much debate on the Chinese economy and where things are headed. It is difficult, if not impossible, to predict where things will be in the next 30 years. What happens if economic growth slows and comes to a halt? What if the economy continues its blistering rate of growth that we've seen in recent years? I'm not sure that it matters. Not all business needs a thriving economy for success. It all comes back to the numbers. As with all developing countries, birth rates have gone way down over the past decade as life expectancy has increased in China. It is estimated that 230 million Chinese will be over the age of 64 in 2030. That's equal to about 70% of the U.S. population. Healthcare in China may have significant opportunity. Much like evolution of business markets in China over the past 20 years, you can expect further changes that will result in new potential business opportunities. It appears likely that healthcare will be part of these emerging opportunities.